So once upon a time, having children was considered the ultimate achievement, especially for couples in marriage relationship or partnership, boyfriend and girlfriend, for the Westerners. And in African society, for those who are in a marriage relationship, having children is considered as marriage being fruitful and successful, with having a house, of their own just around the corner, and then mastering the art of parallel parking, that is owning a car in addition to having children. These were seen as something to be considered that a marriage is very successful in the past. But guess what? These very days, a lot of people have chosen to skip the whole tiny humans, babies, kids. You might ask, why? Just grab a snack. Let's dive into the wonderfully chaotic, wallet draining, and sleep depriving reasons why most people have chosen to skip this little humans, children, babies, as the case may be. Anyway, guys, my name is Chinyere Ojike. Welcome once again to my channel. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, and keep coming back for more. The reasons why most folks are choosing to skip the parenting roller coaster with a wink and, of course, a laugh. It's gonna be for that. So sleep is one of the reasons. Be ready to have that sleepless night, because babies, they treat sleep like a criminal offense. You will be interrogated 3 a.m., even 1 a.m., 5 a.m. No nursing mother ever have a full 7 hours of sleep in a night. It is difficult. If you are a nursing mother and you have ever slept straight 7 hours, 5 hours in a night, put it down in the comment section. This is why most people, most Gen Zs, ladies and men in marriage have chosen to skip those tiny humans. They don't even understand anything. All they know is what they want. They don't care about what the clock says. If it is midnight, if it is daytime, if it is early morning, the dead of night, sleep time, waking up time, it's not the business of these little humans. Next, kids are basically wallet vampires. Yes, buying diapers, babies' food, taking them out, daycare, and all of that. They can drain your wallet overnight. Raising a child up to the age of 18 years is not a child's play. Yes, it's a lot of, you will incur a lot of cost in order to raise a child from 0 months up to 18 years. That is when they are free to go away. This is in a Western country anyway, but in African country, some people are 20, 25 are still in their parents' house. They don't pay house rent. They don't provide no food. Sometimes Africans leave their parents' house when they are finally settled with a man or a woman. Even Westerners are complaining of paying for diapers, sending their children to daycare, even when they currently have a 15 hours free. But is that 15 hours a week enough? It is never enough. So this is another reason why most people have chosen to skip having children. Someone take further notice. Some never. Next, you cannot force parenthood. It is not like a Netflix, a YouTube movie. Once you hit the play button, parenthood would play all along. Once you start having children, you've started having children up to 18 years and above. They are there for you. You can't pause it when a child needs anything. You can't hit the pause button when a child asks you for money for this or for that, or when a child yells and screams. The play, it's ongoing. be frank with you, parenting, it's basically a lifelong subscription. You can't cancel your subscription once you have subscribed to be a mother, a dad. It's an ongoing thing. It's endless. It's never stopping. Even when these people have gone to their separate homes, you are still reaching out to your married kids. Even though in the Western country, you can pause it at age 18, but that is not the end, to be honest. I don't think there is an end to the subscription for parenthood. There is nothing like children have turned 18, they can now go their separate way, they have celebrated adulthood. Those of you that have parents, some of you still have your mothers, your fathers living with you in abroad, did you? I mean, the relationship is not something you can disconnect. So our mothers, fathers, they constantly care for us, provide words of advice and all of that. Talk more of when we are still little. It's just like something coming home to ask for food. I would quickly go in the kitchen and make it. He wants to buy this, he wants that, he wants that. You definitely need to buy that. Every now and then, children, they make their wishes, their birthday wishes, Christmas wishes and all of that. You subscribe for all of that. The children were minding their businesses above there and you knocked them out, you and your partner. You guys almost broke the bed and now they are here. It is a non-stop subscription, with zero refunds and plenty of unexpected updates. You can't pause it, you can't get a refund, and a lot of updates, unexpected updates from your children. They keep showing up. So this is why most people wouldn't want to subscribe to parenthood, becoming a parent. They just want to be. They don't want those dramas they have given to their parents, or they watch kids displaying. The next point, freedom, is something that is very tasty. Some people like their freedom, traveling in peace, sleeping in peace, having their privacy, but with little angels, those little tiny human beings. They are freedom burglars. They are innocent, but they can steal your privacy. You don't have privacy. They can interfere with your life affairs. You can't even sleep when you want. You can't travel in peace. So children absolutely steals one's privacy, one's energy, one's time. They would even want to eat cereal for dinner. Who eats cereals for dinner? Our children now. Or basically, people in higher institution, they can eat anything for dinner. These are grown-ups. They make that decision for themselves. But children would want you to make that for them for dinner. Can you imagine? So the next reason is that the world is generally on fire. Look at the climate change, rising cost of living, and the general end of the world's vibes. They aren't babies friendly to some people, not to me. Because as you're looking at me now, I want more children. Please don't get me wrong. Children are the cutest thing ever to have, especially when they are still those tiny innocent humans. Yes. So considering the high cost of living, climate change, the society is in turmoil. Especially the social media crisis. Honestly, what is happening on net, I used to think, our children safe on social media, Facebook, the atrocities, especially even in Africa, in the Western country, it's just everywhere. To be honest, it's just everywhere. A lot of evils on social media. I used to be scared for our children. So some people looking at all of this crisis, all of this dengue, and said, no, there's no way they would bring in an innocent child into this world that is already messed up. Morality is at its zero level on earth. Next reason is that children can say the most unexpected things. Children are brutally honest. Next minute, 1 minute they are giving you a hug. The next minute they are saying some things you do not expect them to say, asking you questions. Why is your face wrinkled? Why is that? Why is your hand like this? My boy once said, oh, your palm is too big for his, and you talked about my age. Is it because you are this age? Is that why it is that bigger than? They can ask you some silly questions. They are brutally honest, very much open, very inquisitive. They can even leak your secret in public. Especially lying to a child is like an open secret, especially when you have a guest. You tell a child, tell the guest that I'm not home. The kid would say otherwise. My mom said I should tell you that she's not home, but she's actually upstairs in the room. They are just open, you know. This is fun, to be honest. It wouldn't be as bad as the reason. It wouldn't be as bad as a reason not to have children, to be frank. It's fun when you listen to children speak most often. Next point, for the Westerners, pets are better return for an investment as against children. Some of them, not entirely all the Westerners, a lot of them are family oriented, but some prefer to have pets, dogs, cats, because they believe that dogs and cats, they cannot grow up tomorrow and tell you that they don't like you in front of your in-laws or in front of your friends. Like some children would always bust out, I hate you mom, I hate you dad, I don't like you mom. You know, such words, it hits in the heart. So painful when you hear children that you have nurtured, brought up, you know, speak to their parents with such despicable manners, you know. That's not really nice, you know. And some said their pets wouldn't just demand for randoms then, asking them to buy them food that cost $80, blah, blah, blah. Oh, send me money for this, I need money for this, transport me. And they said they can easily leave their pets and travel on holiday, come back without anybody coming to question them about where they have been. But with having children, all these questions will arise. You can't just leave your children and travel alone, and kids will keep on demanding for this and for that. So the next point, for the Africans, I think the community pressure or village pressure is something that would make somebody skip not having children. You know, pressures from neighborhood, from aunties, uncles, church members, pastors, all of that, especially once you are married. Womb watchers give you 3-5 months, they will begin to watch your womb if something has entered or not. You know, they keep on asking you these questions. When are the children coming? When am I having my grandchildren, my grandates, my that and that? You know, the pressure is just too much. They think this as a national ID card, as if having children is a community project that they would come to help you raise those children when you have them. But they would only come to enjoy. It's all about celebration. When you have children in Africa or when you give birth to a child, they will come to celebrate with you. They will bring their presents at first. Yes, a lot of presents. And some would even cook food and bring for the first 1 week, 1 month. And that will be it. You will be left on your own to do all of that. You know, so some people in Africa that wouldn't want to have children, they would prefer to dodge these dramatic questions and all of that. Especially making having children seem like a community project, whereas it is an individual project. You know, some, they have thought about it and said, no, I don't want to get involved in this drama, bringing a child that I will not be able to, you know, raise, you know, while bringing a child into this world. But 90% of Africans, Nigeria, my country precisely, we appreciate having children no matter what it takes than not having children. There are 1 out of 100 persons in Nigeria that would say, I don't want to have a child. It's un-Nigerian, because before someone goes into a marriage relationship, the person has already decided, we'll have 5 children, 3 boys and 2 girls. You know, this is the agreement. I have seen a woman praying, them born me, I will born my own children. You know, once someone gave birth to you, you are expected to give birth to another human being. In order to what? To fill the world with children, because this is the command the Bible gave us. You know, go and multiply the world, be fruitful. Fill the world with children. So why would we skip that in marriage? You dare not say something like this in my country, Nigeria, that you don't want to have a child. Holy Ghost fire, people will run away from you. Nobody will come close to you. Even a man said, you know, it's not something to be, you know, proud about, talking about in my African society, Nigerian precisely. Anyway, in conclusion, having children is something that is very beautiful. Children are beautiful, tiny humans, especially babies, you know. So, not having children, it's not a crime, because not everybody would want to have one or many. Besides, the economy is something that is not smiling at all. So it is very harsh to bring in children to suffer when you cannot take care of them. Skipping not to have children is not bad. To some, for me, I want to, I will be confessing mine. Choosing not to have children doesn't mean that someone hates babies. Far from it. Some people enjoy their sleep, their quiet moments, they enjoy having their money and enjoying their life alone, privacy and all of that. So it's not a bad thing. But to everyone that has ever wished to have children or be in marriage, may God bless us with many children and bless us with homes, husband, wife. Yes, good ones, not the ones that would get us involved in scandal, not the ones would bring our dating linens out there to the public, social media in-laws. Anyway, guys, thank you once again for watching. Like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and keep commenting.